In the shadow of the Second World War, as the Nazi regime swept across Europe, darkness settled over Poland. The nation, once vibrant and proud, was crushed under the iron heel of occupation. It was a time of terror, where resistance meant death and silence often meant survival. But silence was not an option for Captain Witold Pilecki. A soldier of the Polish army and a member of the underground resistance, Pilecki had seen enough. Whispers of unspeakable horrors coming from the town of Oświęcim, renamed Auschwitz by the Germans, haunted him. The Nazis claimed it was merely a labor camp, but reports filtering through the resistance hinted at something far worse. No one knew the truth, and so, in September 1940, Witold Pilecki volunteered for a mission that no other dared to accept. He would deliberately allow himself to be captured during a Warsaw street roundup. His goal was unthinkable: to infiltrate Auschwitz, gather intelligence, build a resistance network inside, and report to the outside world. He knew he might never come out alive. Pilecki was arrested under a false name, Tomasz Serafiński, and transported in a cattle car packed among the condemned. When he arrived at Auschwitz, the first thing he saw was the motto over the gate: Arbeit macht frei, work sets you free. But inside, there was no freedom, only starvation, beatings, disease, and mass murder. For over 2.5 years, Pilecki endured the unimaginable. He watched friends die from cold and hunger. He witnessed executions. He saw transports of Jews who never returned, and slowly realized that Auschwitz was not just a labor camp. It was a factory of death. But he did not break. He organized a secret network within the camp, smuggling out detailed reports on the atrocities. His messages reached London through the Polish resistance and warned the Allies of what was happening behind the barbed wire. His reports were among the first credible eyewitness accounts of the Holocaust. Still, the world remained largely silent. By 1943, his mission complete and his identity dangerously close to being exposed, Pilecki did the unthinkable again. He escaped. Under cover of night, with 2 comrades, he broke through the perimeter and fled into the Polish countryside. Even then, his war was not over. He fought in the Warsaw Uprising in 1944. After the war, when Soviet forces took over Poland, Pilecki refused to flee. He believed his country still needed him, but the communists saw him as a threat. In 1947, he was arrested, tortured, and forced into a show trial. He never betrayed a soul. In 1948, Witold Pilecki was executed by the regime he had resisted. Years later, as the Iron Curtain lifted, Poland began to rediscover its lost heroes. Among them, Pilecki stood tallest, not because he fought, but because he chose to enter hell so others might one day know the truth. As one historian would later write, if there was ever a man who voluntarily walked into Auschwitz, it was not out of madness or despair, it was out of courage beyond measure. Witold Pilecki did not survive the war, but his story did, and the world remembers.